Pule, good afternoon to you. Your reaction to the DA's decision to go to court?
Stephen, afternoon to your viewers there. Well, this just shows how they are not placing the lives of people first. Because all of the measures undertaken by government, they are meant to protect lives out there, to make sure that by the time we move to a second level, we are sure that our health system is sufficiently equipped to be able to respond to the pandemic and do the things that are necessary to assure people that will find a solution. But now, when there is an insistence on using the strong arm of the law to try and reverse the progress that government is making to save lives, that just goes to show the inhumane nature through which some of these parties are responding to what are measures to save lives.
You say saving lives, Pule. How does allowing a website to sell cell phones but not earphones protect people against COVID-19? Because that's one of the things they're challenging, and that is the situation at the moment.
Well, I'm sure that in the regulations that are out there, ministers would have to outline how each one of the measures that they are undertaking link with measures for COVID-19. The president himself yesterday had acknowledged that there were instances where there were challenges, there were mistakes, and all of that. Now, what political parties should be doing is to use that multi-party forum that allows for them to deposit their views, to raise some of these shortcomings where they have, or what they believe are shortcomings where they've observed them, because that shows that all of us are together in finding a solution. But when you use courts, you are basically saying that you don't recognize structures that are set up to even allow people to ventilate or raise their issues. I mean, here where we are now, we have got sufficient platforms through which consultations are undertaken.
But Pule, that forum only works if the president calls a meeting. If he doesn't call a meeting, it doesn't happen. You say that the regulations are explained by the ministers. I don't think that's true. In the regulations, that's not true. When they're published in the Government Gazette, for example, there's been no explanation from Ibrahim Patel around how it is that allowing a website to sell a cell phone but not earphones protects people against COVID-19. In fact, he said the reason was fairness, because other people weren't allowed to sell earphones. And by that I mean physical shops. You say that the regulations are explained. I don't think that they are.
Well, I might not have gone into the fuller details of that and wouldn't want to draw myself into an issue where one does not have fuller information. I think what I was addressing really was the principles, that if there are issues that political parties are picking up or that stakeholders are picking up, that the general public is picking up, they are systems that are set up to be able to deposit the different views so that we can help booster the efforts of our government to find solutions. Considering that this is really the first time that our country is having to deal with a pandemic that affects people's lives in this way. We've never had a disaster of this magnitude in this country. So a lot of these things are going to be about trials and errors. But at the end of it all, we must all commit to working together to finding a solution without necessarily saying some of these solutions must be facilitated through the strong arm of the law. Because when you do that, you are actually disregarding platforms that are created to be able to consult and engage.
You keep talking about the strong arm of the law. I mean, you remind me of Becky Cele, the police minister, when you say that. I hope you don't mind me saying, Pule.
Is that I remind you of? I didn't hear that.
You remind me of Becky Cele, the police minister, when you say that. If the Democratic Alliance was in power during this time, and if it was enforcing regulations that you believed were unconstitutional and irrational, what would the ANC be doing?
Well, I wouldn't even want to enter that terrain because they will never be in power, especially at the level of leading a country. So I wouldn't want to imagine something impossible, because they can't. They have shown that they don't have the interest of our people at heart and all of that, you know. And where they live, even where there are challenges, they do not work with our government to finding solutions. I mean, in the Western Cape, we are supposed to be making sure that we all pull together as one to find what are solutions. Where there are challenges, we've got to make sure that we work with government to try and deposit those. At the end of the day, it must not, you see, dealing with a crisis doesn't matter where we stand politically. Dealing with a crisis of this magnitude is about all of us standing together as one and making sure that the true South African spirit comes alive.
Oh, come on, Pule. I mean, you won't even answer my question about what the ANC would do, because you say you can't conceive of the idea. I mean, if there was another party in power right now, the African Christian Democratic Party, the Inkatha Freedom Party, your friends, the EFF, I mean, if they implemented a nighttime curfew, would the ANC just let it happen, do nothing?
No. I've answered the question. Perhaps I did not answer it in the manner that you might have desired. I have said that they've got to show cause that the platforms created for consultation have been exhausted, they are utilized, and all of that. You see, if someone comes out and say, we have been consulted on this point, we have deposited our views in this way, and we think that this view are still being disregarded, then that's something else. Then that will be. So we are saying that let us use platforms created for consultation, exhaust those, and make sure it doesn't matter which political party brings an issue up. It could be that the issue that one political party is bringing up is helpful to the discourse, but that issue should be brought up in a manner that shows that people are contributing to a solution. Because we are not in competition here. What all of us are wanting to do here is to make sure that whatever is designed or whatever is pronounced is in the best interest of the people of South Africa.
Pule Mabe, I do appreciate the time. Thank you very much indeed.